Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, The Awakening Star. I am the Oracle. Now, quite a lot to get through today. I apologize, I've been away for a little while. I'm going to enter into space today with a smudge stick. You're really going to have to bear with me, everyone, because a lot is going on energetically for me right now. I've been going through what can only be described as being rewoven into the fabric of reality again, my own reality. It's been a really strange time. I've been really ill, as well as going through this new level of ascension. But I felt really cool to try and bring this to you today. This reading for the Lion Gates portal, which I do believe started on the 26th of July, and that's lasting until the 12th of August. I'll try and link an article below if I remember, but for the most part it just feels like anyone that's watching my readings or has been watching my readings, you are a very important person. What that capacity is in your lifetime, I do not know, but all I know is if you've been following me for a while, or if you watch this reading in the future, it's been brought to my attention that my readings are going to be really relevant in the future. It's going to be a benchmark, a marker point for people to see that I was just like you once. I was exactly the same as you. I didn't know exactly what I was doing or where I was going, but I was just trusting my inner guidance. Years from now, I'm going to be very different than what I am today. And if you're watching this in real time, I'm going to apologize because it might not make sense to you, but I feel like it will. As I say, please bear with me because I'm really trying to bring these messages to you today. It felt right to, and I had to remind myself that these readings are timeless, so whenever you come to watch this is the right time for you to be watching this. But this was created in 2022. 222 is a number that's really relevant for me, the number 22, and it's been drawn to my attention that this is the same for a lot of us out there, and it's to bring us all together. So if you resonate with the number 22, you are part of this new universe that we're trying to bring into existence. You are part of this remembering that we are trying to bring back to everyone. I'm remembering who I am, which is why I'm going through these levels of differentness, is the only way to describe it. I will try and create a video to explain what's been going on with me, or at least try and explain how it feels, because I think that's going to be really important. So do look out for that on my Instagram at some point, or I might bring it to YouTube depending how it comes together. I've brought the chakra crystals in again, so please make sure that you're keeping your chakras aligned however that feels right for you. I am a Reiki practitioner, so please do reach out to me if you would like to work with me in that capacity. I've also brought the geometric shapes in, and I'm being told to tell everyone again, if you haven't researched ancient Egypt, please do, because there's information there for you. What that information is going to be very different for each person that watches my readings, but if you research ancient Egypt, there's going to be a nugget of information for you that will really help you on your path back to who you are. Okay? I've also brought amethyst into space today. You might want to work with amethyst. It's really great for your intuition and mental clarity. So if you don't own a piece of amethyst, I would really recommend you own a piece of amethyst. I will tag one of my favorite crystal tellers below. Yeah, you need some amethyst, anyone that watches this. So The topic for discussion today is the Lionsgate portal, but obviously this will resonate whenever you watch this, but I think that it will happen at a time when you need to hear it, whatever the message is that comes through for you. So take a minute to pick your pile, and I'll go ahead with pile 1. 5-5 on the clock there. Hello, hello, pile 1. This is your reading. As I've said, please, please, please bear with me because a lot is is going on for me right now. But the first card that I've pulled is the Shaman, and I've never pulled this card before from this deck. 5-3-3 on the clock there. Arrows in focus. Liberation. I'm going to keep it reversed. I am accepting. Deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. Again in reverse, jump in. Andromeda energy, adventure, say yes to change. Oh, pile 1. Yeah, reverse, reverse. Show the world the real you. Luck is on your side. It's in reverse. Okay. The child within, inner mother, innocence, gentleness, and tenderness. I pulled that card for myself a couple of days ago, and I really felt the energy of the Virgin Mary come through. Come to me, attracting like a rose, receive abundance desires. You might be my person that has been following the hummingbird for a while, and a wasp. There's someone else that sees wasps all the time, or bees, loves bees. Hummingbird energy, I remember you. So what's trying to come in for you during this Lionsgate is a clear focus, is liberation of the soul, and you accepting who you are. You are blocking yourself from who you are. You are a shaman of sorts, and you feel this energy, pile 1. But for some reason you're blocking your own energy at this time. And I think that it's through fear, and know that that is completely okay. Your guides are coming through to tell you that it's okay to fear liberation. This is definitely a layer of something that I've been going through this past week. It's been a freedom from something in my life, and that came with a lot of fear. To be free from a certain binding contract, or it might even be a concept of self that you are hanging on to for dear life. That's what it feels like. It's like an essence of you that you are not letting come through. You're not breaking through. There's something that wants to break through and break free for you, but you're not letting it. You're not surrendering to the process. You're not surrendering to the feelings that you are having that are deep within you. Yeah, life's requiring you to just jump in right now, to just see everything exactly as it is, but you're wanting to keep the blinders on. And please know that I understand that energy. I've been there. It feels scary. It feels terrifying. It feels like, and then what's going to happen? But know that you are always held. You will always be protected because you are special. You are so special, pile 1. You have so much within you. Since being a child, you felt this energy. You felt this energy of being more than the average person. And I hate using that term or phrase because humans are perfect and perfectly imperfect and brilliant, but you are something different, pile 1. You are a starseed to some capacity, regardless of whatever's going on in your life. You are a very important person, and I think perhaps your 3D plane of existence does not reflect that right now, but I'm here to tell you that you are important. You feel this energy. Maybe you see birds of prey a lot of the time, or that's something you resonate with. I know that if you surrender to the process, your life will catch up. And it won't be tomorrow, it won't be next week, it might not be next year, but your life will slowly start to catch up with this energy. And I think that's what you're afraid of. You're afraid of, if I surrender to this, then what happens? Life continues to happen, and know that you will never be brought anything that you won't be able to overcome. So know that this happens in stages. My life has gone in stages. My awakening has gone in stages. I'm still growing. But every step of the way I've had to catch up, you know, like everything else has been moving within me energetically, and I've had to release my mind enough to catch up to that energy. But the energy happens first, and that's where that fear comes in, because your energy overtakes your body. Your mind is not caught up with the energy that you're feeling. You feel this focus. You feel this liberation of the soul happening energetically, but your mind is not allowing you to feel it. So you have to take the mind out of the equation. And yeah, come back to self, come back to me. You're coming back to yourself. If you're a divine feminine, get in tune with your body, touch your body, be naked, be in tune with your body. That goes if you're a divine masculine too, but I think that energy is really going to resonate with being a divine feminine. There's something in surrendering to your sensitivity and to your sensuality, however that might manifest for you. That might be something sexual to explore with yourself. If this is making sense, there's going to be a liberation if you can liberate yourself to be in that safe space with yourself. In that, there's going to be a liberation that happens within that within that connectivity to self. I hope this is making sense what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to keep it PG, but there's going to be a liberation through reaching a climax with self. Cool? Okay. I always see this as Cupid's arrow. There's someone wanting to come in for some of you in pile 1. There's someone, a romantic connection that's wanting to come in for you, and you're blocking it at this time because of fear. And I think you're going to know who this person is as I say these words. And if you don't, this is going to be someone completely new to you, but they won't be new to you. You will have known them in a previous life. And when you see this person, you will know who they are. It's such a beautiful message. And that's coming through if you can liberate yourself. If you can let your mind go. The best way to let your mind go and release your mind is to be still. Sit with self as much as you can. I know that everyday life takes over, but I think anyone that's watching this, you've been given that window of opportunity where you can kind of take yourself away from your 3D plane of existence as much as you want to. So this message is going to resonate. But obviously, if you don't feel like you have a lot of time, please try and make time as much as you can, even if it's 5 minutes before you get up in the morning. Just lay there with your eyes closed in stillness before you get out of bed. And also know that if you haven't had someone in connection to you romantically for a while, it's been for a reason. It's been because you needed this time to come back to self. You couldn't do that whilst being with someone else. You would have molded into them instead of into being you, but now you're at a frequency where you are so in yourself that someone else can come in to you. But that is if you decide to show the world the real you. We do have a full moon in Aquarius coming up. Hello, my Aquarian babies. I do believe that that is on the 12th. So that is the end of the Lion's Gate portal. Maybe you are an Aquarius, so you've been feeling this energy that I've been feeling too, of just like a fragmented self. But know that we're going to come back into alignment. It's just been a growth period, and please just show who you are to the world, Pile 1. There's something that you need to show the world, and you're not allowing yourself to do that. You're not letting yourself be held by the divine because you are afraid. But no, there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear of an energy that is of yourself. You are a divine being. There's nothing to be afraid of. I don't know. I think there's perhaps a fragment of the occult meaning something dangerous for you. Maybe that's something that was, I don't know, ingrained into you from a child, or a way of thinking from a parent, or from, I don't know, something in your society or where you live, where there's a fear of the unknown. So know that if that's where you're coming from, know that that's not you. You can separate yourself. You can liberate yourself from this paradigm of thinking. You don't have to just accept what everyone else is doing around you. You don't have to just keep going because it doesn't feel right to you. And ask the universe for signs. Ask your guides for signs. If you want a personal reading with me, or a cosmic coherent chat, that's an offering that I'm going to start giving, where I can tap into your guides and my guides collectively and try and help you figure out a way to move forward. So if that is something you're looking for, please do reach out to me. All my links are in the description below, but I feel like there's a fear that you have, and perhaps I will be able to work through that fear with you. So do reach out to me if that feels like a right thing to do, if that feels like the right call for you. Do reach out to me, because I think I might have information for you that will make this a little bit easier to digest. And this is only just something that I'm coming into an understanding of why I am here. This is part of my purpose, is to bridge that gap for other people where I didn't have a gap myself. I've gone through all of this ascension not really knowing what was happening to me, not really knowing what I was supposed to do with everything, and now it's coming into my existence that I've gone through that, so I can advise others on how to make this journey a little bit easier, how to remember who you are and get back to who you are a little bit easier. Now, it's not going to be an easy process. It's not going to be without pain. It's not going to be without struggle. But I can't explain how liberating it feels to remember who I am. To remember who you are. That is the essence of everything, you know. And that's what's wanting to come through for you. So please just surrender to that feeling, Pile 1. Jump into seeing who you are, because you will be held. You will be held safe. You are heavily protected, Pile 1. Anyone that watches my readings, you are heavily protected because you are a very important person. And you might be the only one in your family that feels this way. You might be the only one out of your friends that feels this way, but you just have an inner knowing. So trust that and allow yourself to be set free. Yeah, if you don't know what a shaman is, you might want to research that. I think you've gone through some form of a Kundalini awakening. already, pile 1, if you want to name it. Someone wants to name what they've been through, and I think it's been a Kundalini awakening. You've released the energy that is trapped in the spinal cord. You've released that, and you have been accepting of your own energy, but there's a new layer that wants to come through. There's a new layer of everything, and luck is on your side, pile 1. I think you're so afraid of failing, which is natural, but it's not luck, it's because it's meant for you. Okay, so know that you will be caught by life. I think you've let go of a lot already, and you're worried about what's next, but know that you will always be held, you will always be kept safe by the divine, because you have something amazing to share with the world. And if you're not already in this line of focus, if you're not already in this line of work or purpose work, it's going to be made aware to you exactly what this work is, but you have to surrender, you have to be still enough to hear it. So make the time, and once you start making the time, things will start to make sense for you. But trust in the unknown. Things are falling into your reality that that just don't make sense. And know that I've been there. I know that things happen, and I'm like, I don't know where that came from, but I know that it was meant for me. It might be a song lyric that you hear. It might be overhearing someone's conversation. It might be a feather that falls from the sky. It might be a singular, I don't know, a bug that lands on you, and you're like, you're my friend, like, I know who you are. Yes, that is that, you know, like the reality that we live in is so vast, and I haven't even begun to scratch the surface of different dimensions, but I'm getting there, and I am, my jaw is on the floor every day. Something new comes into my plane of existence, and I just can't believe that this is my life now. If someone had told me this 10 years ago, I probably would have said that they were crazy. Yet here I am, you know. Just trust in it, pile 1. Please trust in it. Please accept yourself for who you are, because you are a magical being. Take care, pile 1. As I said, all my links are in the description below. Please share this video to anyone you think needs to hear this message. That's something else that I'm going to be saying from now on, because maybe you receive this message and you feel like it's not for you, but you know who it's for. Yeah, there's something about my hummingbird. 22:42 on the clock there. A hummingbird's really important to someone. Hello, pile 2. This is your reading, number 22 on the clock there. This has come in reverse, so I'm going to keep it as such, the creator. So what's coming through for you in this Lionsgate portal? Psychometry, sensitivity. Psychometry is the ability to know where an object comes from just by touching it. Or know the previous owner. I think that's what that means, if I remember rightly. Romance and Zakil. So you might want to look up what that exactly means. Joy in reverse. I regard all altars with respect. I act respectfully of others. Yeah, reverse. Cracked open. Rock bottom. Surrender to the alchemy of life. You might have come straight from pile 1 to pile 2. Empathic starseed. Energetic sovereignty. Absorbing what's not yours. Oh, pile 2. I feel... Yeah, there's something's been going on for you for a while. A time to give rather than take, new moon and Virgo. I think your heart's been broken, pile 2. The Rose Garden, innocence, forgiveness, be gentle with yourself. Yeah, something's, it was 2040 on the clock there. Something's been happening for you. Something's been happening to you with regards to romance. I think that you have been, you felt romantically stifled, and I think if you've come from pile number 1 that this is going to make sense for you. But I said in pile 1 that if you haven't had romance in your life, it's because you needed to grow. It's because you really needed to come back to self, come back to your innocence and the forgiveness with self. It's like you couldn't have done this with someone by your side. You had to return back to self. Yeah, you act so respectfully of other people, pile 2. There's something about you where, yeah, the river of life runs deep within you. You are Mother Gaia incarnate. You feel like Mother Nature to people. Your energy feels like Mother Nature. And I think a lot of people have been romantically guided to you, or at least attracted to you, but none of these people have brought you joy. I think over the years you have felt something for people, and it's been a loving essence for them, but I don't think anyone has really captured your heart yet, pile 2. And that's something that is only going to resonate as I've just said those words. You're going to understand that you thought you've been in love in the past, but you haven't. You have just loved other beings for who they are, because that is you. You have never felt love for another in a way that the divine expresses love. You have loved of, but not been in love with. And that's really going to make sense to you, because you're an empathic starseed. You've been absorbing a lot of energy that's not yours, and you have a lot of energetic power. So people have been drawn to you, and they've tried to love you in what capacity that was for them. They tried to love you, but you never felt joy in that love. I think there's always been an agenda to those connections, and that was to help you crack open any connection that you've been in that's made you feel like you've hit rock bottom, was to help you surrender to yourself. You've been breaking open and falling in love with yourself this entire time, this entire lifetime. And you've acted so respectfully of others this whole time. I think at one stage you felt like you didn't deserve love because of some things that you perhaps had done in your lifetime, but you had to do those things. That was part of your growth. If you feel like you have hurt people along the way, know that there's a way to forgive yourself through that. There's a way to forgive others through that. I will try and remember to link the Ho'oponopono, I hope I said that right, practice below. I found that really beneficial for me when working through connections with people that I'm not in connection with anymore, and wanting to give forgiveness to them, to myself, and to the time that we shared with each other, because it's all been guided, any connection that you've ever had. Pile 2. But yeah, the divine want to gift you your great love. That's the main message that's coming through. And that's only going to happen once you start to create this life that you want. You need to start painting a picture of how you want your life to look for you. That's the main message that's coming through. That's the main thing that wants to come through for you through this Lionsgate portal, is what joy do you want to feel this lifetime? Because the divine wants to work with you in this. I think you've been very focused on your purpose and why you're here. I think you've been very confused as to why you feel the way you do, and perhaps what love and romance even means. I think you feel like you don't know, but you do, pile too. You just haven't felt that yet for someone. And your guides are coming through, specifically your Starr family are coming through me to say that you will have the romance of a lifetime. They promise you that. Whatever that means to you, however that might look to you, if you want to get married, you will have that romance of a lifetime. But what joy do you want to feel? I think because you cracked open so many times, all you know is pain. 31, 13 on the clock there. All you know is pain. And the divine wants to come in and say that it won't always be that painful. You have come through that already. And if you're not through it yet, you are going to heal. Please do reach out to me if you want to work with me on energetically healing. That is a service that I provide. All my links are in the description below. But however that comes to you, however healing comes to you, I think if it's not through my services, things are going to show up in your plane of existence that are going to help you heal. This is going to be healing connections. And know that just if someone comes in for you romantically, you don't have to say yes. I think that's been a test that you've not been passing, pile 2. Just because someone shows up doesn't mean you have to accept their offer. You can say no. And I think that's something you've been needing to learn, but I think you've got there now. But if you haven't, that's a little golden nugget from from your guides about you and your future. Pile number 2. You can create anything. You can create anything. All it takes is a thought, I'm hearing. I think you've been working through a lot of fear, pile 2. That's why there's no more guidance that you need to hear. It's like you know the answers already. I'm just confirming to you all the things that you already know. You've been wanting to feel this joy. You might be called Joy, or someone significant to you might be called Joy, but you've just been taking on others' energy for such a long time, and now you've come to a respite, and now you've healed yourself enough, or you're well on your way to healing yourself enough where you're not absorbing others' energy anymore. You know how to protect yourself. You know how to calibrate your own energy now, through meditation, through other forms of divination, even sitting with self, protecting your aura, putting up a force field, using crystals, all the rest of it. And if that's not something you know how to do, again, please do reach out to me. I am creating a platform where I can come to you and have a direct conversation with my guides and your guides, and come to a level of understanding of where you are in your ascension journey and how best you can help protect yourself. from other people's energy, from just life in general, I'm going to be providing that service. So do reach out to me if that feels like something you would want to partake in. Yeah, all my links are in the description below. But there's something in you feeling like you couldn't have this great love, and it's because you've never experienced it before, pile 2. That's why it feels impossible, because you've never actually experienced it before. But know that that's what the divine want to bring to you. But before they can bring that in, you have to know how you want to live your life. And I really can empathize with you, and I'm not laughing at you, pile 2. It's because I too struggle with that. I too struggle with, how do I want my life to look? As soon as you start to unpack the layers of life, and you know that you don't have to live this way that everyone else is living, it's almost a fear that comes in. So you might have come from pile 1. Maybe you feel this fear of, okay, if I can have anything, what is that? What does that feel like for you? So sit with self and imagine the best life you can imagine. Because if you can see it, you can have it. And that's what the divine want you to know. They want you to know, if you can see it and you can feel it, you can have it. Everything is energy. If you can just imagine and immerse yourself into a life that you want to be living, you can have it. You just have to feel it. You can draw it. You can, I don't know, paint it. You can, be the creator. Get creative with it. You can create a mood board for it. You can be whatever you want to be, pile 2. You've done so much work on yourself. If you don't feel like this stage yet, this is where you're coming to. You've been cracking open, and the divine want to give to you, which is such an incredible place to be in. But that is because you've been an incredible person, and you've given so much joy to other people. You've been so sensitive and kind and considerate and loving and giving and nurturing to everyone in your life, your whole entire life, that now the divine want to give back to you. So congratulations, pile 2, because not everyone reaches this point in their lifetimes. That's how special you are. Not everyone gets to be where you are right now, today, whenever you watch this. And maybe this is going to feel really overwhelming for you. So please take the time to just let it move through you. Let your energy calibrate this understanding, because it's the truth. And you feel it. You know this to be true. And you know that whatever is going on in your life right now isn't what the future holds for you. And that's what this portal, this Lionsgate portal, is bringing in for you. It's that understanding. And maybe just by watching this, you will understand that anything is possible. And you've manifested things before, pile 2. If you think back in your life, back through your life, this is something that I did the other day, and I had a really crazy realization that I had manifested people into my plane of existence through the books that I read as a child. I mean, my mind split in 2 with that notion. But that's what's happened. I've manifested people into my 3D plane of existence through books that I read as a child. They appeared to me as people. That's how crazy life can be. That's how crazy life can get. And that's how beautiful a single thought can be. You can manifest the life of your dreams from a single thought. I don't know what else to say to you, pile 2. It sounds insane, but I promise you that that's what's happened to me in my life. I've manifested people through books that I read as a child. My thoughts were that powerful, I had no idea. And I've manifested these people to be real people in my life. How does that happen? The divine. It's because you're a cosmic being. It's because you are special. And if you are watching this, you have that capacity too. You are a master manifester in disguise. So please just go over your life and try and think about who people might have been, where they might have come from, what they might have been somewhere in a thought, in a concept. I don't know what that looks like for you, but that's how powerful you are, Pile 2. You've created people, you've created circumstances, you've created different avenues in your life somewhere down the line, and it's because the time between your thought and when it actually happens is long at the beginning. This is what I'm coming to understand, is that my manifestations were coming to me, but just in a very long way around, because of my frequency, because of my energy, because I had to work through things as well, like karma, all that sort of stuff. But now you're coming into alignment where you are a master manifester and you can manifest your dreams very quickly, because you've been raising your vibration this whole time throughout your lifetime. There might be some quite young people watching this, so don't be afraid of that, because you're always guided in the best possible way. So know that, don't fear that energy because, I don't know, you feel like you have impure thoughts or anything like that. That's not something that the divine will let you do, you know. There's only so much a human can take, and they try not to let us feel as much pain as they try not to let us feel too much pain that is unnecessary. That's something else I'm being called to share, that once you've learned a lesson, you don't keep relearning that lesson. So sometimes when people have just been like zapped out of our life, it's because we've learned the lessons and now they had to go. And maybe you've had that in your lifetime. Maybe people have come in and come out and you've not understood why they were there, or something's just been painful and then it's just been ripped away and you don't remember this pain anymore. That is the divine taking it away from you because you've already dealt with it. There's so many things that have happened in my life that were so significant for such a long amount of time, and they were painful, that now I just don't even remember it. I don't remember the pain. I don't remember why I was feeling that way, because I don't need to anymore. I've dealt with that. So maybe that's something you've also been experiencing. Maybe this has been something that you've been feeling with regards to previous relationships or something like that in your life, or certain people you just don't feel the same about anymore, and it's because you've learned those lessons. It's now time to move on into your joyful future. You don't need to be cracking open all the time for something to be good. Pile 2, and I think that's something you're going to come into. You're going to start feeling this love and this joy for life again that you just weren't able to feel before because you were growing. And I'm so sorry you've been going through that. Like, that is something that I 100% resonate with too. So know that I'm 43:34 on the clock there. Know that I've been where you are, and it's not fun. And know that you are coming into calmer waters, you are coming into joy, you are coming into romance like you've never felt before, and that's what wants to come through for you. So please surrender to it, and surrender to who you are, and give yourself that time and that space to think about what you want. How can you create that life that you want? Just sit with a notebook, sit with a pen and paper, sit with paints, go outside, draw it in the dirt, whatever feels right for you. Just imagine it in all your senses, because you can have that Pile 2. And that's what your guides want to give to you. They want to give you your life that you want, which is so, so beautiful. And know that not everyone gets to be where you are. So don't let it pass you by. I don't think you will, Pile 2, and that's not to scare you, but your guides are really coming through, because maybe you've just been in pain for the longest time, and your guides are coming through to say, don't let this opportunity pass you by. Pull yourself out of this dirt, because you've done enough cracking open. Do whatever it takes to feel good in the day, pile 2. Take that time, listen to that music, read that book, because there is no such thing as time. No time is running out. This is something that I've been learning. I keep having to remind myself that time just does not exist. And the only thing that exists is you and the divine. That's all you need to worry about. You don't need to worry about anyone or anything else, because they're on their own life path. I think you give so much to other people, but it's now time to let those people give to themselves. You've done enough, pile 2. You've shown up enough for other people. Now it's time to show up for yourself, okay? Please share this video with anyone that you feel like it might resonate with. If you do want to work with me, please do reach out, pile 2, because that's what I'm here for. But enough pain. You've cracked open enough, pile 2. The divine want to give to you. Yeah, maybe this next full moon in Aquarius, you're going to feel this love. 4606, you're going to feel this divine energy coming in for you, healing your heart. If you do want to work with me for any energetic healing, please do reach out to me, and that's a service that I provide. Thank you, pile 2. You're so beautiful, pile 2. You've done so much for a lot of people. I really feel your energy is just so pure and so loving. So be gentle with yourself, because you deserve to be you deserve to be happy, pile 2. It's that simple. You've worked really hard, so congratulations. Hello, hello, pile 3. This is your reading. I'm really sorry. I'm going to have to take a sip of water. You might really like lemons, or lemon crab. Is that what his name is from Adventure Time? I don't know why that's coming through, but that I've just seen a lemon crab from Adventure Time. That's so funny. Hello, pile 3. The desert. This is coming like this. I'm going to keep it like this. We'll get back to that. I'm not sure what it means yet. Handwriting and authenticity. So what's coming through for you in this Lionsgate portal? I keep wanting to laugh, pile 3. So maybe you're really funny, or you love comedy, something like that. Willpower and Hanel. I remain in balance with my emotions. Lost lands, soul, memories and gifts. You've done this before. These 2 cards keep appearing. Believe in the impossible, blue moon. You might love blue moon, the beer. Morning dew, clarity, a fresh start, positive outlook. You got the least amount of cards than the other piles, pile 3. I think there's something to do with clarity. It's like you've been wanting clarity. I think you might have been feeling really lost. You might be connected to writing in some way, or you create letters. This might be like actual letters of the alphabet. You might be, I don't know, something like a graphic design, something like that. There's something in you creating letters. And you've believed in the impossible before. Something has happened to you in your life that you deemed to be impossible, but you achieved it, pile 3. But you're now only just coming into the understanding that you achieved this because you are magical. you didn't know what you were before, but you're a magician. And there's something in you started to be balanced in your emotions, and this allowed you to 49 on the clock there. This allowed you to come into the understanding that you are a magician, and you've created a lot of your life through your own creations. Yeah, you're an artist of some kind. There's something about that you were born of the sands. You were born of the sands. I don't know what that means. I'm really sorry, but that's going to resonate for someone. You were born of the sands. Yeah, maybe you're called Sam. Something like that. Blood moon, blood witch. There's something about, yeah, maybe something happened to you in the last blood moon. I do have a blood moon reading in my YouTube file, so maybe there's more information there, but it's like you surrendered at some point in the desert. This might be something from a previous life, and that's why you've been able to manifest a life of your dreams so far, because something you did in a previous life. So what's coming in through this Lion's Gate is your remembrance of who you are, your soul memory. You're only just starting to understand that something you did this lifetime is quite remarkable. And it's through the esoteric world that you are understanding that that's why you were able to do all of these things, because you are magic and you believed in the impossible, and that's why you've been able to manifest this life for yourself already. But there's something about willpower. There's something about not giving up or giving in. I think you've been resisting this understanding of who you are. Yeah, there's something about feeling impure, or feeling like you'll have to change a lot in your world if you give in to this way of thinking. And know that that's not true. You get to live the life whatever way you want to live at Pile 3. And you won't be left out in the desert if you decide to not take on something as your own. There's something in understanding that no matter what you become, you can't undo what's already been done. So know that you are just who you are, Pile 3. No one can take that away from you. I think you're fearing people or a certain circumstance or something. You're fearing something being able to be taken away from you, and that just won't happen. Maybe it's this life that you've already conjured up for yourself already. I'm really sorry for the noise. But there's something in believing the impossible always, and you will always make it through. Maybe you've just lost something in your life, Pile 3, and I'm so sorry to hear that, or someone, and you're wondering why that has happened. I hate giving messages like this, but you've lost it because you weren't being authentic, Pile number 3, and I hate when messages like that come through. I really, oh gosh. it's, yeah, you lost something in your life recently because you weren't authentic. You gave in. You didn't go with your will. You didn't go with your gut instinct. So you've lost something recently. Maybe, I don't know, this is a contract or a person or something. And the divine are wanting to come through and tell you that remember who you are. Don't ignore what's in your blood. Yeah, there's something in your bloodline that you're ignoring, and the divine are wanting you to know that the more you ignore it, the more that, yeah, the more things, I hate giving messages like this, but it's like the more you ignore it, the more things won't feel like they are going in your direction, because you're not going in your own direction. And there isn't a specific way to show up in the world. If you haven't seen a way that you want to show up in the world, it's because you create your own way, pile 3. But as long as you listen to you and your heart, you're never going to be led astray. I think there's something in you fearing that you have to be pure in some way. I don't know what that means for you, but the divine are coming through to say that you don't have to be a squeaky clean person to be in touch with the divine, if that makes any sense. There is no one specific way or rule to show up and be connected to the divine. But at the same time, if you are just going against the grain to be different, if you are just going against yourself to prove to yourself that you're not of the divine, then that's where you run into trouble, pile 3. Because you're running at yourself, if that makes any sense. So if you are doing things that you know aren't good for you and your body and your mind and your soul, and you're doing it just to prove that you're not, I don't know, connected to the divine in some way, I don't know why that's coming through, but you're only hurting yourself. Who are you trying to hurt with that? The divine? I don't know what that means. Yeah, it's like you're trying to get back at your guides in a way, and I don't understand it, pile 3. I'm trying to make sense of what you're feeling, and maybe it is just a fear of losing a life that you've once lived. That I can resonate with. I'm 100% not the person that I ever used to be, but I knew I had to change for myself. So it's like you're fighting yourself, pile 3, because the divine will never change, your guides will never change, they will never change their opinion of you. They love you no matter what you do, no matter what depths you get to, sink to, I'm hearing. Like, no matter what you do, they will always love you. So I'm not sure who you're trying to fight. This willpower that you feel you need to have against them, I don't know. And maybe that's what's coming in for you through this portal, is that clarity of you're only hurting yourself. There's no one else to hurt but yourself, pile 3. And maybe the first part of what I said is not connected to the second part of what I've said. I'm not sure. But remain in balance. Try and remain in balance with yourself. And if you're facing your shadow, that's okay. No one's squeaky clean, pile 3. Absolutely no one is squeaky clean. Absolutely no one has never done wrong in this life or another. So remember that. Someone wants to write a letter to someone. The divine is saying do it. Or you've got really good penmanship. That's just confirmation that you're in the right pile. You might have really beautiful handwriting or something like that. I don't know, pile 3. Like, you are pure. There's no doubt about that. And you've believed in the impossible before and you've achieved it, so keep that in mind. Yeah, there's nothing else coming through for you, pile 3. Apart from, if you let yourself sink, you're only sinking further away from yourself. I think there's things that you want to change in your life, but they feel too big. Feel too big of a lifestyle shift. Feel too big of a surrendering that you just don't want to give into. But if you don't give into this, you're only fighting yourself. There's no one else to fight. I think you're doing things and they don't feel the same for you anymore. You're not happy with the direction your life is taking. And that's because you are remembering who you are more and more. Your soul is remembering. You're not just being a body anymore. You're not just being a vessel. You are remembering who you are. And you're guided, pile 3. You have been your whole entire life. You remember the times when you've been guided in the past and you've listened. So why is now any different? I think a major shift is wanting to happen in your life. But if you don't go with it, with the guidance, and where else do you go, pile 3? And I don't enjoy giving messages like this. I don't know what else to say to you other than trust yourself. Trust in the knowing that you are who you are and that will never change. So maybe you're worried about who you'll lose if you make this shift. But know that those people weren't supposed to be in your life, but you won't be on your own. The universe will bring you more people that are aligned to you, more love that is aligned to you, more people that love you for who you are, not this person that isn't real. If you're not being real to self, then who are you? Pile 3. Maybe you're worried about being left alone in the desert, and that just isn't the case. You won't be left on your own for too long. There might be a growth period. There might be a period of time where you have to be on your own, or it feels like you're on your own and you're going through an uphill battle. I've been there. I've experienced that. So know that someone else has gone through it too. That is me. I'm sat here telling you I've been where you are now, and it came to a point where I just didn't want people around me that weren't true to me. I didn't want fake love. I didn't want fake friends. I didn't want to be living a life that was a lie anymore. I couldn't keep lying to myself. I had to be true to who I am. I've said this to every pile. Maybe this is something you want to work on with me in some capacity. Maybe you want some energy healing. Maybe you want a cosmic coherent conversation with my guides and your guides together to try and help you through this time of change. Please do reach out to me if that is a service that sounds like something you would want to partake in, pile 3, because I've made this shift. Someone that watched, like, that knows me personally, you might watch this reading, you might know me personally, you might know that I've made this shift. So know that it's possible. I know that the universe has brought me new people into my life that love me, that are good for me, that understand me as who I am today, not who I was back then. So you won't be on your own. And I'm here if you need me. That's going to resonate for someone. I'm here if you need me. You just have to ask. Yeah, please don't be afraid to be who you are. Pile 3. I think this clarity is going to come through, and I really hope, I want this message to be a hug and not a telling off or a you've done it all wrong. It's not, that's not what it is. It's just remember who you are, and you won't continue to feel lost. But you have to open up. You have to give yourself the chance to remember who you are. You might be connected to Atlantis in some way. That's going to really resonate for you, I think. Maybe looking at cities you've been to previously. Maybe you have connections to previous cities you've been to on holidays or something. Yeah, somewhere in the desert. That's the message. You've been somewhere in the desert, and you went there and you unlocked something within you, and that's why something you didn't think was possible manifested into your life. That is a beautiful message. So you went somewhere that was connected to a previous life or your energetic system, and that allowed you to unlock this new life that you now live. That's crazy. Pile 3. That's how powerful you are. But yeah, just really think about what you want and where you want to go. This really feels like a masculine energy group for me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You hear it. You've been feeling it, but I'm just confirming it in words out loud to you. So you know that what you know is true. You know what you know to be true. You're really connected into the divine. Pile 3. So trust in your own knowing and trust in your own self. And if this message isn't for you, please pass it on to anyone that you think might need to hear this. Please take care, Pile 3, and do reach out to me if you need me in any capacity. If you want a personal reading to delve into this deeper, do let me know. But don't ignore it. Don't ignore this calling. Don't ignore this clarity that wants to come through. There's something about the morning time where, yeah, the divine penetrates your mind clearest. So anything you think in the mornings, write it down. But by the end of the day, I'm hearing you don't want to hear what was told to you in the morning. You might really want to work with some amethyst. Have some amethyst with you, near you, by you, a lot of the time. It's going to help you connect into your own energy. Pile 3. But yeah, please take care and please do reach out to me.